everyone? Welcome back to a movie review, and we just got back and saw Until Dawn, the movie. Is this the movie that will overthrow Minecraft? Because Minecraft has its own little Xbox brand, and they released it, and obviously Sony said, you know what? We could do one, but better. So let's go on with the boy. What do you think of this film?
Alright, so if any of you guys ever played Until Dawn, you already know what to expect. This is literally Until Dawn, done differently.
Okay, I was about to say, wait, this kind of feels like a different off-base kind of game. Even though there's some hints and elements.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like they used elements and stuff like that similar to the games. They used a different aspect of, if you've seen the trailer, you know you die and you come back to life. Mm-hmm. They did kind of a weird number about how many times you do it, you die, which I don't think it's really a spoiler because they say it in the trailer.
Yeah.
But 13 times, no one beats 13 days. The only thing I could really say is this better than the game, or is this the exact same thing as the game? Personally, in my opinion, I thought this was a decent movie. It wasn't the worst. I think it was better than Wolfman and stuff like that. However, I think it would have been more fun as a video game.
Oh yeah.
The reason why is because the thing with Until Dawn, it had the element of if you mess up your character, that character's dead. You know.
Remember, in the first Until Dawn video game, it came out a while back in 2013, I believe.
Damn.
And I remember seeing it for the first time, and people saw it as just like one of those old timer films. Like, you know, you have their dumb kids going to a cabin in the woods and have their good time, and you see something happening like every like horror film ever, they get caught, you know, by one gets killed.
Which is a fun concept for a game and stuff like that. But I think what it added was like the characters could die, you know?
Oh yeah, of course. And it was pretty fun taking advantage of that if you want to see if your character lives or dies.
Yeah.
Which different people, because we had a friend group. Yeah. And we always shared the remote, like, what's the character.
That's the best way to do it, is play with your friends. And which I think the Quarry came out with something similar like that.
Yeah.
But this, sticking to the film itself, it's not scary. It's like generic jump scares and stuff like that. But the story was fine. The acting was fine. It was just an okay film, is what I'll say. It wasn't bad and it wasn't great. It was just interesting, some elements they had in the game, but I mean, I don't think I'll remember this movie too well. I think I'll remember the game and the experience that we had when we were playing the game versus watching this film, you know?
Basically, right now in Rotten Tomato, there is critics that don't like this, about 50%. And of course, in the audience, they actually appreciate it a little bit better. It's in 69%, almost 70%, and I could see it.
Yeah, I could see it.
This is basically a film that you could just go in there and just see what's actually happening as a horror film. Nothing else, nothing special. And I could probably say very likely maybe Cabin in the Woods is one of it, or maybe 13 Ghosts, if you want to go like Evil Dead, like that, like from the old times. Yeah. Those are done way better than this. But doesn't mean this ain't bad.
Yeah.
I do appreciate this film. I do like the different elements that are coming out from the horror kind of film, like these different kind of things that are trying to kill you. We'll tell more in spoilers. Yeah. Because there are different kind of monsters, or kind of, do we want to say, I'll let you guys know.
Different elements.
Yeah, different monsters in the, like, try to kill you, which I find fascinating. I think the killing part was the best part in the film. And I just love seeing that kind of stuff. And I wish there was more of that.
Yeah, I agree. I think that would have made the movie more...
Because they only show like glimpses of it, and I hate when they do this, and I was like, damn it.
If you guys ever seen like Scooby-Doo in the Cyber Chase movie, when they do like the first 3 games and then they do a montage of what's going on leading up to the final game, that's exactly what that was.
Yeah, I agree with you. And obviously, I definitely like the characters, even though they're ridiculous, like, you know, dumb kids, and you know what they're acting. They're like straight out of college.
Yeah,
those are the people that you're gonna be with, and if you can't handle that, this ain't the movie for you. You're not gonna
like it.
Yeah. So you're definitely not gonna like it, but you got to give them time, because obviously some of them do get better over time, and I'll tell you which one in spoilers.
Yeah,
I think for me, actually, I'll say right now, I think I love Megan a little bit much. You know, the Megan, the spiritual
Oh
one.
yeah, she was
Like,
funny.
She was funny, but I
Yeah.
think I liked the other guy better. What was the guy who's ridiculous?
Ada or something? Are you talking the tall guy?
The tall guy.
Yeah, I forgot his
He
name.
was more wise than I thought he would.
Yeah, he was. He wasn't actually dumb. Like, I don't think anyone in here was actually really, really, really dumb. It was more like them making irrational decisions.
Yeah, exactly. It's just
Yeah.
like they're kids.
Yeah.
They don't know what to do. They don't know what to expect. They only got their knowledge from other films. And they try to use that knowledge the best way that they can.
Yeah.
But some of that knowledge doesn't go very well.
Definitely more courageous than
Yeah, exactly.
some others.
Yeah, so I definitely enjoy this film. I actually, to be honest, I had a good time. I came to see some bloody gore. There is some bloody gore.
Yeah.
And I came for that, and that's what I received. But doesn't mean the whole story was good. There were some pretty bad stuff.
Yeah. Which we'll dive in there.
Yeah, exactly. And there are some confusing parts definitely in the ending, which I will try to explain as much as I can during that ending scene.
Yeah.
I think it should be pretty much a good watch if you just want to laugh and just enjoy with people. But let's go to final verdicts. Let's go, boy. What do you thought of this film, and what do you give it?
They tried. They tried making something here, something good. It wasn't all that bad at all. It was literally like watching a video game, but the game's also like a movie, so it's kind of back and forth like a mirror. I mean, if you'll know what you get from what you watch from this trailer. It wasn't the worst. Wasn't the best. I think I'm just gonna have to give this film like a C-.
A C-. Yeah. You know what? I'm actually there with you.
Yeah.
I agree with the C-.
Yeah.
If there was just a bit more great storytelling, there was one scene that kind of knocked me out a little bit, is where Megan, Clover, basically had this weird flashback out of nowhere, and I'm like, you should have put that in the very beginning. It would have made more sense.
Yeah.
So we could see more gore and killing from the other monsters, but
they feel
it felt like it wasn't out of order, at least that
Yeah.
part. So the first act was, getting through the messy part, just knowing your characters and knowing what's the place going to be about. But after that part, where the actual second and kind of finale, that's when it gets good. So if you were expecting some horror films, some like a typical normal horror stuff with gore and kind of nastiness, this is one for you.
Yeah.
And was the jokes funny?
Some of them.
Yeah, I do agree with some of them. It took me a little bit off guard a couple of times, but I did manage myself laughing a couple of scenes.
Yeah, like at least some chuckles, yeah.
But yeah, either way, it's really good. I think, well, not that good, but good enough for a horror film.
Yeah, good enough
flick.
for a watch.
Yeah, exactly.
If there's like nothing on in theaters, then yeah.
Yeah, exactly. We still think Sinners is still the best one.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Either way, thank you guys for listening. We will see you guys on spoilers, and until then, later, guys.
Later.